Okay, so one of the things that makes covert narcissists really dangerous is that when you hang around with people, you take on their energy. In whichever way you want to look at it, you will take on characteristic traits, their energy exchange, and possibly even like mannerisms and maybe even thought processes. So it's no different being around a covert narcissist. You will pick up their behavior, you will pick up their thought patterns simply because they will make you pick this up. And what I mean by that is you'll start thinking in the way that they do because they gaslight you, they mirror you, they manipulate you, and it's kind of like you get a window into their world. So one of the things that is quite likely that you will pick up is manic depression, suicidal idealization. You'll definitely pick up anxiety, see PTSD from basically being around them. And other things that you will also develop is short-term memory loss, IBS, fibromyalgia, and other health ailments. So this is the kind of thing that I want you to really think about. If you're feeling any of these things, you are around a toxic individual. This isn't a normal part of life. This isn't a normal part of the process because, as you know, when you're around other people, you don't pick these things up. Maybe you might feel one or two of those things, maybe not all of them, but definitely if you're feeling anxiety and you're feeling like you have to question yourself, then you're hanging around with someone who is quite toxic. And also, those of you who have had these covert narcissists in your life, think back to how they made you feel. Remember, when you are connected to yourself, you're better able to kind of understand this, feel this, and identify it. And for those of us who may have not been and are now, we are better able to kind of feel it, understand it, and identify what actually has been going on for us, and more in tune with our emotions and being able to call that out. So with a covert narcissist, there are two distinct types of characteristic traits, and they have some overlap. So what a narcissist or a covert narcissist will do, they will act as though they are the victim, but also they are the saint. And it's a very weird paradigm because they will act as though they are the victim, so nothing is their fault. You know, it's happened externally to them. They have to deal with these types of circumstances. Oh, poor them. Like, this isn't this. It is not their fault. And what they're doing here is they're relinquishing responsibility. So they're not going to take any responsibility for what has happened to them. Remember, this is all fabricated. It's made up as part of the illusion. But what the narcissist will do is they will make another person feel sorry for them, simply because when you feel sorry for another person, your guard is down, you become a little bit more vulnerable. And so for the narcissist, this means you become malleable to them. So it makes it much easier for them to try and control the situation and manipulate you. So that's why they pretend to be the victim. And also think about it, if you see yourself as the victim or you paint yourself as the victim, you know, other people are going to have sympathy towards you, which means that is more, you know, positive regard towards you. That means that's more supply, that's more attention. And also that's what the narcissist absolutely loves. They want that attention. So that's why they do that. And so that's why they behave as the saint. Like, they're not the ones that are in the wrong. It's everybody else that is doing this to them. The other characteristics that you kind of need to look out for is the mirroring, okay? And I find this such a weird concept, but nevertheless, it does happen, the mirroring. And this happens during the idealization stage, and they basically want you to, they pretend, or they kind of create this illusion of being someone who they feel you would want them to be. So they want what you want, and they want you to be who they imagine you want them to be. So they're pretending to Be a person that will fulfill all of your needs. And the reason for that is, is so that you fall for them. Again, this puts you in a vulnerable position because you believe them. You believe everything that they say and do, and you kind of fall into this trap of believing that they are everything that you have ever wanted, that they are your soulmate, and they are everything that you have ever wanted from another person. So they'll pretend to be what you want them to be. And so when you are attached, this is the beginning of the trauma bond, when you become attached to them, it is really hard for you then to change your perspective, to see this in a different way, because this is how you've got to know them. And this is one of the hardest things. I know that in my client work, this is one of the hardest things for clients to get their heads around. It's like, I've got to know this person this way. How is it that they are somebody else? I can't get my head around that they are this evil person when actually they were this lovely person, created these amazing memories. They were so lovely. We had some amazing times. But that literally is because of the illusion. That's literally because they were pretending to be somebody else that they're not. And I feel like that's quite devastating in so many aspects, because it's really hard for someone who is not constructed in this way to get their head around that there's this person who was not the person that you thought they would be. And this leads on to the second part of this video, the pathological lies. It's lies to make them look better and more powerful, lies about small unimportant things, lies for the sake of lies. So it's to create this kind of person who they want you to see them as. The lying is about creating this illusion, and it's also part of the mirroring stage, but also the lies go on throughout the relationship or throughout the interaction with the narcissist. And the lies, these are pathological lies. I know that we kind of all say these little white lies now and again, but it's very different to pathological lying, because everything that they say is a lie. It's lies to not get found out. You see, they need to do this because the truth is too painful for them. And if you ever found out the truth, it would be devastating for you, because you would run a mile, you wouldn't be with them. So they want you to give them this positive regard, this validation. And without these lies, if you really knew the truth of this person, you wouldn't be giving them that. I think the other thing is they can't answer questions that could make them look weak. They will make it look like they don't have any worries at all, any traumas, so that they are strong and that they don't care about anything. Again, this is part of the lie, because they don't want you to see the real truth. They want to be able to create this reality where none of the past exists. They are who you see them as. And you see, this is so that they don't look weak. Okay, they've got to look strong. They've always got to be on top. It's always this hierarchy. They've got to be better than anybody else. And that's what they want to create, because in their childhood, this was far from the truth. This wasn't what was happening for them. And so they want to recreate their reality into something that isn't real. And I find that this is one of the things that makes it really dangerous, because you don't actually know who you're dealing with. You don't actually know who this person is. It's just, you have to kind of go with these lies, because you never believe that somebody like this will lie. You never believe that somebody like this would actually be like this, but they are. And they do this. And this is so soul destroying. So guys, I hope that this video has helped you to kind of understand this a little bit better. And if you're noticing these traits in other people, I would suggest that you take a step back and maybe observe them and just watch them for a little bit, so that you're not investing too much energy into that person. Remember, it's all about how that person makes you feel. So pay attention to that.